In the headlines, Cruise Village and new port on the cards for Dominica. Prime Minister Skerrit reaffirms government's commitment to an international airport, and Youth Division focuses on building resilience through youth volunteerism. Hello and welcome to another edition of National Focus. I'm Prisca Julien. Stay tuned for details of the headline stories and others coming up. Welcome back. The Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has reaffirmed his government's commitment to building an international airport in Dominica. Earlier this year, the Honorable Prime Minister announced that government has already saved all of the funds necessary to do the earth movement and runway for the airport. Speaking at the official opening of the York Valley Bridge last Friday, the nation's leaders said the international airport will improve the economic standing and social development of Dominica.
We believe that this airport will enhance our economic and social development. I have heard some, you see, it's interesting in this country, you know. You have to appreciate, because you see, running a country is serious business. You can't be joke with it. Because you are entrusted as a government with the lives and the future of our people. And you can't say one thing tonight and tomorrow morning when you wake up, because your head is hurting you, you say something differently. There must be consistency. You must be serious about it. The people who are saying they want an international airport, now that it is coming, they're telling us there's no need for an international airport. Use the money for something else. You know, but I'm saying to you that this party, which I have the honor to lead, will build the international airport for the people of Dominica to enhance our economic opportunities. And don't be surprised if before the middle of next year, you see the signing of a contract for the international airport in Dominica.
In more news from the Honorable Prime Minister, Dominica is moving swiftly towards the establishment of a cruise village. The nation's leader says the village will be a duty-free zone which is primarily intended to attract clients from the French market. It also anticipates the ferry terminal will be part of the new development.
We're going to move very speedily with the construction of the cruise village, because the cruise village is important for us. So we'll be building a new cruise village, and the ferry terminal will be within that cruise village. And the government intends to declare that cruise village as a duty-free zone. It will be a completely duty-free zone with all of the facilities. And the whole idea is to continue to attract business from Martinique and Guadeloupe. So the people of Martinique and Guadeloupe can come here, buy groceries from Dominica because it's much cheaper than in Guadeloupe and Martinique, and be able to purchase these items duty-free and export out of Dominica, bringing the foreign exchange in Dominica. So we're putting this plan together, and we're hoping that in the next few weeks we'll have a concept for this port.
Last week, Dominica welcomed Carnival Cruise Lines, which had not visited the country for about 8 years. Honorable Skerrit is pleased that even after Hurricane Maria, the island was able to get ready to receive the cruise ship. Normally, the cruise season runs from October to March. The Honorable Prime Minister is also grateful that summer cruises will provide new opportunities for income for vendors.
Because of the commitment to restoring things as a government, we're able to see cruise ships coming back and Carnival coming there to do their own assessment. Carnival teams came in there several times to do their own assessment. When they came the first time, they told us we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. We did them. They came back, they highlighted a couple of things. We had to do it. And only after this, they were satisfied that we were able to put everything in place. They're back, and you know, there's nothing sweeter to have a cruise ship during the summer. And that is what the vendors and the people love so much. That there is an opportunity to get business year-round.
The Honorable Prime Minister also disclosed another exciting new development. He says government intends to build a new port at the Woodbridge Bay. This new development is seen as essential to improving port services and creating employment for Dominicans.
In addition to that, we'll be building a new container port. What we have currently is something that has been built over the last 50, 60 years and every so often a piece is added and so on. So there was never a master plan to build the Woodbridge report. And under normal circumstances, it is challenged, and we saw the difficulties it had with regards to the hurricane. And we need to bring in a modern port with modern facilities, and that we're committed to building as well. And to help transform and to expand the economy. Because with this port, we believe we can certainly see greater business taking place in Dominica, creating more jobs for us and growing our economy.
The Honorable Prime Minister said all these are part of his government's aim to build a modern and climate-resilient Dominica. In more news, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development, Chandler Hyacinth, says continuous growth and development is important to maintaining excellence in teachers. Hyacinth was addressing the opening ceremony for a one-week summer training workshop for primary and secondary school teachers on Monday. Hyacinth sees this workshop as critical to teachers' success in the classroom. She says continuous professional development is how resilience is built in the education system.
Helping our teachers to address the varied situations that exist or they will be exposed to increase competence in the face of adverse conditions. And that's why we have the Israel working with us to work with our teachers as we prepare not just ourselves, but the students that are under care in times of disaster, in times of trauma, in times of difficulties. We too have to be able to work with our students as well.
During the week, 80 teachers will be trained in psychosocial support for both the classroom and the community.
A teacher who is not capable of reading the mind of students, a teacher who is unable to apply child psychology, will be poor teachers. So he or she must update his or her knowledge related to child growth, related to adolescence growth, and related to the development and their developmental characteristics. Today we see a lot of changes in attitudes among our students. Our students have changes in their tastes. We have to keep up to date in knowledge. We have to keep up to date with inventions, the latest teaching learning processes, the new models that are out there.
The Permanent Secretary is hoping that the learning of new skills and knowledge during this week will benefit teachers and help them advance their careers. When we return, Ministry of Education continues to work towards teacher professional development and more. You're watching National Focus. Welcome back. Chief Education Officer Melina Fontaine says the Ministry of Education is working to get to the point of having the best trained teachers, which will result in excellent performance of students in primary and secondary schools across the country. She says the Ministry of Education, recognizing the need for continuous professional development of teachers, is working towards a plan that will meet the needs of the education system. This calls for the consideration of formal teacher training and continuous professional teacher development. Among programs offered, the ministry is working with the Dominica State College to prepare untrained teachers for the classroom.
Besides the continuous professional development that will occur throughout the school year at both national and school-based level, we are working with the Dominica State College on the training of our untrained teachers at both primary and secondary level. For example, in September 2017, 28 teachers at secondary level who already had bachelor's degrees started a Diploma in Education program that will qualify them for trained teacher status. We encourage others to enroll in the program for the new academic year, as well as primary teachers who are not trained to get enrolled. Under the ELP program, we are also working on accessing a certificate in reading program that will be available to all teachers eventually. And later this year, we will also be engaging our principals, particularly the newer ones, in a competency-based leadership training program, which will be centered on leadership standards developed at the regional level.
She says continuous professional development is not only about building capacity, but education is dynamic and training is required to keep abreast as knowledge evolves.
Theories and practices evolve as continuous research unveils new knowledge and the need for new thinking as we seek to engage in reform, to improve on and enhance what we have. The thrust for making Dominica the first climate resilient nation is one that requires new thinking, in some cases outside the box, and training and retraining that involves the use of evidence-based best practices or the conduct and use of research that will lead to positive outcomes. The education system is well placed for that engagement.
Also this news time, as government forges on with a determination to build 5,000 homes for citizens, the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has reiterated the need for quality structures which are able to withstand the impact of natural disasters. Addressing the official opening of the York Valley Bridge last Friday, Honorable Skerrit said his administration's desire is that each of these 5,000 homes would be safe enough to provide shelter for residents. He says this will limit the number of people needing to move to shelters.
The quest of the government to build 5,000 homes, we would like for each of those homes, every one of those homes, to be a hurricane shelter in itself. Based on the construction method, the quality of the construction, the use of the material, you can stay in your homes and see this hurricane through. Because we would like to minimize the number of us who have to go to hurricane shelters. And the government is committed to building about 5,000 new homes to provide for our citizens in Dominica. And we're well on our way. We've signed a contract for 1,000. We have signed contracts for apartments for about 600 apartment units. The government itself is using additional resources to build homes for individuals, utilizing some funds from the government of Venezuela to build several homes across Dominica, and we're well on our way, and we're committed to this.
Honorable Skerrit was speaking at the official handing over ceremony of the York Valley Bridge on Friday. And finally, the Youth Division, in collaboration with the Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division on Monday, launched its 2018 Summer Volunteerism Program. This year, 240 young people will be trained in volunteerism, particularly for assisting with rebuilding the natural environment, thus fitting into government's drive for rebuilding Dominica into a more resilient nation.
This, of course, is one of the many programs of the division geared at articulating government's vision of becoming the first climate resilient country in the world.
Acting Assistant Chief at the Youth Development Division, Gregory Rivera, further stated that the program will focus on a number of key areas of training where the participants can join efforts of rebuilding communities and, by extension, a more resilient Dominica.
The program, which is in the tune of over $80,000, will engage 240 young people from across Dominica, and it will include training and education as it relates to wildlife, forestry and parks, trail restoration and beautification, tree planting, rehabilitation of dwelling houses of economically challenged families.
The Youth Division Summer Volunteerism Camp began 36 years ago in 1982, and to date over 10,000 college and secondary school students and over 20,000 primary school students have been engaged in the program. That's the English segment of the news. Shaakira Pierre is next with Creole highlights.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel Creole, moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Dominica a fait manœuvre pour établir un village pour cruise. Premier ministre Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit dit village là qui est sa duty et puis c'est sa intention là ini pour mener plus clients hors ce pays français là. Place là qui aussi ni terminal là c'est bateau là qui vini pour passagers. Semaine passée, Dominique teni présence bateau Carnival Cruise, yon bateau qui parte ka vini en pays là pour 8 l'année. Honorable Skerrit dit bien plaisir qui après 8 mois après cyclone Maria, pays là te sa recevoir bateau ça là. Saison cruise là ka couri hot octobre pour mars. Premier ministre Skerrit dit il content ce bateau là qui ka vini en somme là qui mène opportunité neuf basse Rivades là. A même la d'ouest ça là, Premier ministre là dit gouvernement ni plan pour bâtir un port neuf à Woodbridge Bay. Développement neuf ça là, c'est pour faire service à ce port là primaire et puis pour faire opportunité là pour travailler neuf en Dominique. Honorable Skerrit dit ça c'est manière gouvernement qui fait manœuvre pour faire un plus meilleur résilient Dominique. À d'autres nouvelles, pour York Valley, un cadeau à valeur $11 millions, c'est chinois là. C'est ouvert vendredi semaine passée. Pont York Valley, qui était dommagé après Mathieu Dam là, c'est pété en l'année 2011, c'est une infrastructure qui était bien importante par plate et puis monde qui engagé en affaires touristes à la Valley là. Il y a une cérémonie pour place, en placement pont là pour délivrer pont ça là par gouvernement Dominique. Premier ministre Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, oui monsieur c'est chinois là pour ça il a fait pour aider Dominique. Honorable Skerrit dit 9 points York Valley là, c'est premier degré là pour un meilleur network chimé à la Valley là. Mam Parlement pour constituency Saint Joseph, Honorable Kelvin Daru aussi, oui monsieur c'est chinois là, pour projet ça là, un projet qui est bien important pour ces planter là à constituency là. Pour neuf ça là, c'est bâti par une compagnie Chinese, China Railway 14 Bureau Group, yon c'est plus meilleure compagnie là à China. Ça c'est Silo China's ambassador pour Dominique, His Excellency Lu Kun. Ambassador Kun dit après cyclone Maria passé, China te yon ces pays là qui te bat Dominique assistance premier. Il aussi dit même si pont là parti fini, il était bien fort quand il prend cyclone Maria et puis parti taper de pièces dommage. Ambassadeur là pour opportunité là pour complémenter administration labor pour bon travail là qu'a fait à Dominique. Quand le gouvernement a continué et puis détermination yo pour bâtir 5,000 cailles par Dominique, Premier ministre Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit dit il est bien important pour faire synthèse ces structures ça là qu'a fait et puis bonne qualité pour ça pour un désastre naturel. Pendant été qu'a adressé une cérémonie pour ouvrir Pont York Valley vendredi semaine passée, Honorable Skerrit dit administration voulait toutes ces cailles ça là bien safe pour ces résidences là qui qu'a tapé yo. Premier ministre l'a dit ça que moins si numéro monde qui ka ni pour aller en cas désastre en temps les un désastre ka vini. Honorable Skerrit dit gouvernement j'ai commencé effort ça là qu'on contrat de signé pour 1,000 cailles qui s'apprend changement climatique. Contrat aussi signé pour 600 appartements en différents villages mon pays là. Et puis gouvernement a fait l'argent avec la bas monde pour bâtir caillou et puis ranger caillou après cyclone Maria. Premier ministre a dit gouvernement a tapé assistance au gouvernement Venezuela pour bâtir ces cailles qui s'apprend changement climatique. Honorable Skerrit a parlé pendant une cérémonie pour ouvrir Pont York Valley vendredi. Et puis finalement, Chief Education Officer Melina Fontaine dit ministre éducation là qui travaille pour faire certain tout teacher bien train. Ça c'est manière la ministre là qui voit yo ka taper excellence à comment étudiant ka fait en toute l'école à pays là. Fontaine dit ministre éducation là qui recognize il besoin développement professionnel ba teacher. Ça c'est un plan pour jouer un goal là pour système éducation là. En parmi programme teacher qu'a fait ministre là qui travaille et State College là pour préparer teacher qui train pour classe là. Fontaine dit yo qu'a fait manœuvre pour continuer développement professionnel et puis ces teacher là. Mais ça seulement pas à bâtir capacité, mais éducation bien dynamique et puis trainement bien important pour apprendre bagaille neuf qu'on late qu'a éclairé. Ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle à Creole. Moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Au revoir.
And now your tip of the day. As we continue to be vigilant during the hurricane season, here are some safety tips to prepare for rising water and what to do once a flood has begun. Construct barriers, beams, or flood walls to stop floodwater from entering your home. Seal walls in basements with waterproofing compounds to avoid seepage. If a flood is likely in your area, listen to the radio or television for information. Know the difference between a flood watch and a flood warning. A watch means flooding is possible. A warning means flooding is occurring or will occur soon. That's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS on facebook.com/GIS News Dominica and follow us on Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS YouTube channel. From all of us on the GIS News production team, I am Prisca Julien. Thanks for watching.